And today we're going to be talking about the issues bordering on insecurity. I don't really know. We have been having challenges of managing protecting or safeguarding our country, our territorial boundaries. We leave it so open, so porous for all manners of marauders to just, have a field day, just strolling unhindered. And then they come in and begin to massacre her people. It's so sad. Let me even start by expressing my condolence to the people of Benue State. As I said, my heart goes out to the families that lost their loved ones, goes out to the good people of Benue State, the governor. Just so pray that they'll be able to have the fortitude to bear this irreparable loss that they never thought was ever going to happen. They just slept, woke up, and their community was indeed taken over by these marauders, these daredevils. And we do hope that the president will be able to rejig his security apparatus. And I keep saying it in some of my conversations, which in few clips of that will be added to this video. I need to issue a caution as you're watching this video. The video is a very sensitive one. Please, if you can't stand some very sensitive pictures or videos, I would advise that you skip this video, please. I just said I should pre-warn viewers as they set out to watch this video. The very sensitive, disturbing images and videos. See the carnage. These are little kids, burnt beyond recognition. Burnt beyond recognition. This is so sad. Imagine heavily armed men, just look at them with their cattle, just strolling in unhindered in the dead of the night into a neighborhood and then unleash this kind of terror on Nigerians.
Protesting because right now we are standing on the bodies of our mothers, our fathers, our brothers and sisters. We have become IDPs in our own very country. These killings have persisted for years. A lot of talks have gone on. Only last year, 500,182 people were displaced. We have 21 IDP camps in Benue. These killings won't stop. Up until this moment, nothing is being done. Why? What is more crazy is the deafening silence from our leaders, the duty bearers, the people who are supposed to speak, the people who are supposed to do something. They are silent. Now we want answers. We want to know what is going on. The government has a duty to protect life and properties. If President Tinubu is overwhelmed by this insecurity in North Central, in Benue, in Plateau, in Taraba, he should step aside. He should resign. They should stop playing politics with human lives. We need to stay alive. We want to just live. A woman woke up in this community. Her children, 5 children, and mother. Is that the kind of life we want to live for ourselves? What is the future of the children that are being born? This is an existential threat. They are trying to wipe us away from the surface of the earth. This cannot continue to persist. Benue people just want to breathe.
As you can see, the youths are very angry. The people of Benue State, both old, aged, crippled, disabled, everybody is angry. Over 21 local governments have been overrun. Yesterday, over 200 people were hit in their sleep.
They were 4 in numbers, and they are Fulanis. I saw them closely.
Fulani headsmen came in around the Yelwata East, started firing gunshots. They fired for almost 5 hours.
When one incident happened, hundreds of incidents have been prevented that are not known to the public. So that this happened does not mean that we have not been deploying.
Well, nobody's interested whether 100 incidents happen and then you quell the 100 incidents and then you fail to quell the one incident. That's not what Nigerians want to hear at this moment. What Nigerians want to know is, how can you be in Benue State seeing this carnage happen and you have not made an arrest? That's what Nigerians want to know. Not all these your rhetorics. We're not interested in your rhetorics, Mr. IGP.
We are tired of innocent souls being killed, and we're here to ensure that we address such. From now, I'll be going to see my commanders, and we have to change our strategy.
My heart goes out to this community of mine in the state.
1 minute of moment of silence for those who have lost their lives. their soul rest in peace. May God bring peace and joy.
Over the massacre of over 200 people, and all they got, 1 minute of silence. That's all they got. Police have actually indeed started making some inroads into what might have seemed like a helpless situation, because days after this carnage, the police was yet to make an arrest, which of course the president talked about when he got to Benue State.
Police, I hope your men are on alert to listen to information. How come no arrest has been made? I expect there should be arrests.
The police have come out to say that they have indeed arrested the attackers of the Yellow Water Benue massacre. They were caught with AK-47, because one was beginning to wonder what could really have gone wrong. Why is it that they always find it very difficult to apprehend criminals? That's why the president queried, why would the police not make an arrest days after this community was lynched? Listen to the police commissioner.
For now, I can assure you that your water is safe. We have a reinforcement of both the military and the police. Of course, you can see plenty of this mobile policemen here. The IG have mobilized enough special forces, tactical teams, and mobile policemen to come to Benue State. So far, we have arrested one suspect. He's giving useful information. We are working in synergy with the Nasarawa Police Command. All the security officers in both Nasarawa and Benue are working together, and we are sharing information. But I have to let you know at this stage in time, number or details of what are doing. We still have to hold it until we achieve results.
Yes, you saw those youths trying to protest that this killing is getting too rampant.
And when they were being repressed.
And they had to tear gas them,
yes,
shell them,
which is an error.
Stuff.
Are you telling us that you're supporting the carnage?
No,
because that is not just
they should be
implication.
upset now. They should be angry that
they were angry, but as they came out to protest on the roads, the security men dealt with them. That's what I'm saying. Police tear gas them and all the stuff to disperse them, that they are causing, trying to block the major highways into the state. All the things that happened in Benue State, as at this morning, there has been no word from the presidency per se, and a lot of criticisms came the way, against the presidency. Why are you keeping mute about such dangerous happening at your backyard? And the secretary to the government of the Federation, George Akume, who is also a son of a soil from Benue State, who has also refused to speak all along, who was accused of deliberately keeping silence over all the things that have been happening in Benue State, but eventually he broke that silence. Good evening, Mr. Sam and the gladiators. It's heartbreaking that in a country where people are being killed like animals on a daily basis, the president is busy campaigning for the 2027 elections. The incessant killings in Benue and other parts of the country are unacceptable, and I'm deeply disappointed that the president had to wait until the people of Benue State and other notable Nigerians protested before he considered visiting the state on Wednesday. Benue and Plateau states deserve a full-blown state of emergency to locate and bring these criminals to justice. Some individuals in the military should resign by now, or the president should sack them if he's truly serious about curbing insecurity. Hello, good evening. Yeah, welcome on board. You have just 2 minutes, sir.
Friends have not, it's like they are now reacting to the voice of the Pope, because I understand the Pope yesterday also mentioned the case of Benue State.
Yes.
That is why he has decided to come. Otherwise, he won't have lifted a finger. There is both historical and precedent to this Wahala because of what the Fulani herdsmen are doing to the kids in Benue State. Please, the federal government will go to Kenya and arrest Nnamdi Kanu, who has not killed even a fly in Nigeria. They could militarize the southeast. They could pour troops into Niger Delta to protect oil facilities. Even go to the extent of declaring a state of emergency in River State just to protect national assets. Yes, lives are being wasted in Benue State. We value the facilities more than the human life.
Prego affinché la sicurezza, la giustizia e la pace prevalgano in Nigeria.
I know that most people are tongue-lashing the president, that the president only went to Benue State and scheduled a visit to Benue State after Pope Leo XIV talked about the massacre in Benue State. That's why the president went. So I don't know whether the message the Pope sent was a direct message that's, kind of touched the president's humanity. I mean, is it that the president does not have humanity? I don't know. I know Nigerian. Is it that we do not have regard for, value human lives? Because American will go to war for just a citizen that has been bred in Nigeria. Is like they don't value human lives. The other time when I think Oshomolo talked about how they allocate more resources to feeding of dogs compared to inmates in the prison. So it just tells you between dogs and humans in Nigeria, the ones that are, more valuable. So that's what we're saying. It's a good thing that the president finally has, responded to that. And well, as a father, we probably would have expected him to, to give a quick response, because giving a quick response, maybe the tide of these killings would have been, mitigated. Going there, he will arrest the situation, and then they'll try to find out what is really causing these perennial issues, among farmers and the cattle rearers, the herdsmen. I don't want to believe that these are mercenaries, people coming in from, spillover from Chad, spillover from Niger. I don't want to believe that. You have the security agencies who should man our borders. Let me even say this. Some people are saying that maybe some very unpatriotic Nigerians are cashing out with using this insecurity to cash out. They said before it used to be bunkering, and now that they have left bunkering, they now focusing on insecurity. So no matter how much they put into it, they are there to to subvert that intention. Those put in place to manage these challenges are in fact the same people subverting the whole thing. Compromising with all kinds of stuff. Of course, just listen to what I have to say in one of my outings on the radio program.
Governor Zulum, is one governor of Benue State who has always been very frank when he talks, about issues of governance in Nigeria. Because the Benue State governor, Babagana Zulum, is a professor. Professor Babagana Zulum has alleged that some Nigerian politicians and members of the armed forces are acting as informants and collaborators for Boko Haram insurgents. This is a very witty allegation coming from a governor of a state, and I don't know how we're going to do it. I recall that sometime in 2014, yes, that's 2014, former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan had said that even his cabinet had Boko Haram loyalists, sympathizers,
In fact, the word he used was that they have infiltrated.
Yes, infiltrating into his government and even in the villa.
Okay, let me quickly touch on what Professor Zulum said about Boko Haram and politicians and army personnel being sympathizers or even informants for Boko Haram activities. But the thing is this, if you have intel, we made allusion to what the former President Jonathan said. He said even within his own government that Boko Haram members have infiltrated his government. And for a sitting president to have even said that, meaning that the sitting president has an intel, about these things. So what did they do with the intel? It's not just enough to come out to tell us that Boko Haram has infiltrated, the government. And then Professor Zulum coming to also say same thing. They should invest more in ground intelligence so that, approaches to dealing with Boko Haram and insurgency, because if it's just kinetic, it probably might not give the yielded effect, because these guys will be hardened, probably come back. But sometimes it is also good to use the non-kinetic approach, considering what could probably have caused this kind of insurgency. Go against their own state, become enemy of the state. So they should also look at the structural problem, the social economic problems, the poverty, and how to also create jobs for people.
All right, Shanice.
I just want the government at all levels, they should step up their security game, for goodness sake. They should find a way of boosting the morale of the police, of other security agencies, so that when they are given this kind of responsibilities of securing lives and property, because that is the cardinal responsibilities of government. If they keep in your citizens should also be declared as critical assets. Just the same way they protect critical assets, they should also protect the citizens.
The citizens.
So I'm going to leave you guys now, and then please always be security conscious. You are your very first security officer before any other person. Thank you. If you like the content of this video, give us a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button so that you get to be notified whenever I drop a video like this. Thank you guys for always supporting me. I appreciate it. Peace out.